call the Law Enforcement Committee meeting to order. Commissioner Maddox, would you say a prayer for us?
Yes, sir. Let's pray. Dear God, thank you for this opportunity to gather here together, Lord. I pray that you would bless this time. Pray that you would help us to make the decisions that have the positive input packed on this county, Lord, and most of all for your glory. God, I pray that you would be with the citizens of this county, Lord. I pray that you protect them, be with those that are sick and have lost loved ones recently, Lord. I pray that you would touch them. Dear Lord, thank you again for all your many blessings, and it's in your name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Good job.
Thank you. Next is roll call. All is here but Mayor Graham, and he's at a conference. So. Next on the agenda will be the approval of the minutes of January 17th, 2023 Law Enforcement Committee.
Make that motion.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, we'll move to reports. First up is animal control.
What's your name? Yep. She's from what? Oh, is she? Oh, dear. Welcome aboard, first time I met you.
Does anyone have any questions for animal control?
Thank you.
Hearing none. Next will be the Sheriff's Department report. You do have a copy.
Yeah, I do. I always like to bring up the fact we drove 56,596 miles in the month of January, and 349 inmates have come through the county jail. On the drug task force, there were 13 investigations. I'm talking about January. There was 13 reports of investigations. 18 defendants were identified, 2 firearms and $6,910 in currency were seized from drug defendants. Marijuana, crystal meth, 9,165 doses of controlled prescriptions, which are highly suspected to be fentanyl, were seized. 4 grams of heroin. Some of the people that were involved in these crimes, I think 10 were previously convicted felons, 5 of whom were out on supervised felony parole. 2 defendants were out on bond. So it's like usual, it's a lot of the same ones over and over again, but that's what you have to deal with. This particular case where the 9,165 doses of fentanyl, is even led into another thing in this month, so hopefully, like I'll probably guess it'll be more next month. That's my report.
Thank you.
Any questions for the sheriff?
Sheriff, just a couple of quick questions. It was brought up in a recent committee meeting about, trash on the side of the road. That's not your responsibility, but it was mentioned that we possibly have a cleanup crew, a detail, utilizing inmate services. Do you have any information on that, or who could I contact if?
Well,
Just curious how it works is all.
Work group.
Yeah, just a work crew. Yeah, just a work crew.
they do, they're out at the workhouse. We still have a workhouse, it's just they're separate even though they're inside the same facility. And we do have them, they go out daily with city work crews, county work crews, sometimes maybe bell buckle, water trace, any
Ag
county
Center.
agency that needs them. Our problem is a shortage of workers. Obviously, you can't just let anyone that's in jail out, and you just can't. So it's a constant battle. I will have some of the city work crews call me like, well, why can't we get them? The county gets theirs, and we're not getting ours, and so then I usually call over to the workhouse, and which I mean, sometimes nothing from nothing leaves nothing.
Yes, sir.
You just don't have enough. Because I think Linda was asking me about she even asked me, could the women go out and do that, but the problem with that, is we can't send out men and women together,
Right.
for obvious reasons.
Yes, sir.
As far as that goes, all of the ones, when I say ones, I'm talking about with city and county governments that come pick them up are male as well. So we don't have any females that goes out like that. It's all male, but we have them. It's just sometimes we don't have as many as what
Requested.
need or what they want. We have one or two that goes to the city police department, and then we try to keep one of our own to take care of our cars as far as cleaning them up and washing them.
Yes, sir. So it's just a couple, it's not, I'm thinking of a team of people, but it's really not, it's just a few, right? Just a few
Yeah,
folks?
and it varies from time to time. But, you know, I may be wrong about this, but I'm gonna say on average, you probably got 8 to 12,
Yes, sir.
that go out.
Last, my apologies.
No, I was gonna say, they volunteer to come out, right?
Well, yeah, they don't have to.
They don't have to, so if they wanna come out.
Anytime you have an inmate that's able to get work, get any kind of work detail, whether it's
Right.
inside
Oh,
the facility
facility
or
or
outside, obviously it's benefiting us and it benefits the city. I know probably my second or third year that I was in the office, I think it's one year I figured it up that, they saved over $1 million in labor. And I figured that on, I believe, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, at $10 an hour. That was just my own personal thing. But, it's good for the prisoners as well, because just to make it simple, if they were serving a year, they possibly could chisel that down to 6 months by going out of place, which is not gonna be the case, but because they don't get to work every day. But if they could, it cuts their time down too, which helps them. And, it also helps them get out of jail, and they're not a burden on the taxpayer who's not in jail. Which this is a whole different thing from like the Tysons.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Well, I appreciate you allowing them to do that. I mean, I think we can use all the help we can get right now. The last question I have is, in regards to the list of roads that are cleaned up, or, you know, who manages that process, you know, whenever there are folks that are able to assist? Is there a list of, you know, they say, hey, we're going to, you know, wherever, we're going downtown Shelbyville today, tomorrow we'll be down in wherever. Is there a list, or is it just kind of throw a?
And I answer your question, I'm assuming.
Yes,
What
sir.
happens when you assume? But, I'm assuming the ones that go with the city is probably through Public Works.
Yes, sir.
Direct.
or Parks and Rec.
Okay,
Park.
Or Parks and
Sorry,
Rec,
that's-
yeah.
okay,
I forgot about going to the
Park, yeah.
park.
okay,
I'm assuming again, Mark Clatton.
yes, sir.
Yes,
All you gotta do is call Diana if you need something special.
Thank you,
and then
Commissioner.
once you check them out, we're responsible for the lunch for them. While they're under, we have to pay for that, if you're taking them out as a person.
Yeah, I know sometimes, because I remember when I was. Yeah, and I know when I was chief of police, a lot of times we would have
Okay.
one or two there. that
Okay.
we would furnish, that's kind of a two-way street.
Well, two-way street, yeah, okay.
And Ronald is not here, I'm sure he can maybe give you a little more exact than what I am, but that's what I'm telling you is pretty much.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Sheriff. I appreciate you answering my questions. Sincerely.
Any further questions for the sheriff? Hearing none, we'll move to EMA's report, emergency management.
I don't have anything else to add with what I've got on my report. I will touch on a couple things. We're wrapping up our school intruder drills throughout the county. We have just a handful left. We have rescheduled some of those because of the severe weather that we had last week, which leads me into the next thing. We did open our storm shelters last week for the severe weather. We had 5 or 6 that were open. people that wasn't part of our code red to get, updates, when we put those out, or severe weather, for whatever reason, we need to put something out for that, they signed up for that, so luckily we didn't have any severe weather, either side of us did, then we got it at this time. Building, a lot of people ask me about our building, we are, the most part in, we went from, you've heard me say, we were picked up in a trailer and it ain't moved. Well, yesterday, two big trucks moved, and we got the majority of our stuff in our new building. We have a few more things to clean up, some things to, ends to tie up with some of the things that we have still there. But that is coming along, and we are functioning in our new building. We function out there for the severe weather. So until we can, we're fixing, start moving forward a little bit more with our EOC. Having that done, of course, as you know, we're gonna have that built within our building there. Also, work with the sheriff's department to have a secondary, place to go for EOC. We'll have, secondary power and things like that. So our temporary EOC, we'll be working out there if we have something major within the county.
My compliments to the WLIJ radio. They were on spot constantly.
They have been a partner, for quite a while, I'm not sure
Yes.
how long. But we actually contacted them when we think we're going to open storm shelters, and they get somebody out there and start putting that
Exactly.
information on the radio.
Exactly.
We also get that to all our public safety folks. Dispatch 911 gets that, so if somebody does call and say, I want to go to shelter, they'll have a list of what's open. Not all of our shelters are open every time. We're depending on volunteers to man those, and we appreciate those folks that get out. We try to get them open 45 minutes to an hour before we anticipate the weather being here. That way it gives people some time to get there. A lot of times, we'll keep them 45 minutes to an hour later. They may not like that sometimes, especially the folks in Normandy, because that's usually the people that, the weather passes last. But we try to work with that also. So,
Mr. Chairman, one question. The governor's budget has stated that he is going to put a Homeland Security agent in every county in the state. You are our designee for Homeland agent. Does that mean there's going to be another Homeland agent, or how will they handle it? Or have you heard anything about it
I
yet?
have not heard anything about that yet.
Okay.
I have not heard anything.
It's just proposed in the budget, so we'll have.
Right. I think I did see something on that, but I haven't heard any other information on that.
Will you keep us appraised on that? Because that's gonna, if they're gonna pay for it, that might help, but you know how that usually
All right,
goes.
yes, sir. Will do. That's all I have.
I'd like to say as a teacher, thank you for your school visits, the one we had a week or two ago. Seemed like it went well, so.
Well, you can thank all the public sector, that's involvement of all, police and fire
Yeah.
and schools. We have a representative from Maine that's there.
Well, I couldn't see anyone, I was holed up, my door
Yeah.
closed, but
You're the-
whoever came out,
You're the one
thank you.
hiding,
Yeah.
You the one hiding.
Yeah, I was hiding back there.
We do a pretty good job. We try to trick them, on a regular basis with making announcements.
Yeah.
That it's not the way it's supposed to go. They know what their plan is. So, we do try to trick them. We've actually, caught some children in the hall. Brian's caught some children in the hall. We pulled them aside to see what their process is about notifying, hey, I don't have, one of my children, so, see how that works. So it's been a great plus. It's brought on great discussion about both public safety side, how we handle those things, and school stuff. How they're gonna look at things in the future also. And bringing ideas to the table with what we can do to make children as safe as we can. So it has been, it's a good thing. And there's a lot of good that comes from it. Conversation always brings, and you take ideas from other places to other folks. That's why I like to go to exercises and tabletops and sit in on. We have after action from the nursing home, that we had evacuation on Christmas Eve. We had after action on that and just learning points from them, listening to people talk out. And just by listening, you can figure out and learn a lot of stuff of how you can do things here, or in your own world. So it was really neat. But thank you.
And I'll elaborate just a little bit on some other programs that are going. We have a meeting at the Sheriff's Department tomorrow with SRO Tracy Harvey about doing a prom promise video. We stage an accident scene, use kids, and then they videotape it, and then they
Yeah.
try to get these kids to be conscious of drinking and driving and texting and stuff like that. She works very hard to, all the SROs do. So we're constantly doing programs like that to educate the kids before they hit the real world, you know.
Great.
There's a lot going on in the school system. Any further questions for EMA? All right, hearing none, juvenile detention? She's here. Yeah. Okay, but you do have a report in closed. Next will be the probation.
Wow, a new farm.
Yeah, I
Wow.
like this.
Look at that. Did you? Impressive.
It is, looks good.
Added a column to the left to add just some flavor to it, to let you get to know our staff. And then, once I introduce everyone, and any kind of news or anything that I want to report, I'll put there. But the rest is just the numbers.
Is this the new program you're using?
Yes, this is
Okay.
going to be the report. We'll be receiving.
Looks really nice.
Mhm.
But I have nothing further to report.
Those are pretty staggering numbers when you look at the categories, huh? You know.
One, sorry, Mr. Chairman, I have
Go
one
ahead.
quick question. So in regards to you have mentioned here 135 drug screens administered with 46 failures. Obviously, that's not good, right? But do you see that number, are you seeing that number on the rise, or is it stable? Is it, in, you know?
It's pretty consistent. I
Great.
have 4 officers, and we try to do at least 30 screens a month per officer.
Okay.
And some of these failures, and I'll just describe it. When they come in for their very first visit with us, it's usually within 2 weeks of their plea.
Yes, sir.
And if they fail for THC, there's nothing that we can do because they're 30 days
Mhm.
within their plea date.
Yes, sir.
But any other drug that we can. So we do reflect those 46 failures of a first screen if they had THC, that is reflected in that 46. So we would write a violation on all 46. But I'd say probably around 30-ish of those numbers, failures, are where when they fail, we would violate their probation for it.
Okay. But again, you see that number is sort of even.
It stays right around the 50 mark. There are some months where it's a little higher than others.
Okay. Thank you for that answer. I appreciate it.
Any further questions for probation? Hearing none, that's all the reports that report to us. We'll need a motion to approve as presented.
Motion approved.
Second.
We have a motion and second. All in favor? Any opposed? I don't reckon there's any other reports. Any old business to come before the committee? New business, I think they've made mention of the zoning planning meeting and water conservation, and everybody's clear on those dates, I think. They said those were at 6 o'clock at the Ag Center, right?
Rec Center.
Rec Center.
Did you have rec center or ag center? Ag center
Rec
is the
Center.
conservation is
I was
thing,
thinking,
yeah. Yeah, both of them mixed.
yeah. Glad you stay on top of it. All right, I reckon that's it. We need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.